Welcome everybody to Kalispell Warhawk football and another off-season here in this series. How's everyone doing today? It's time to get started. It's off-season time in the world of Kalispell football after another national title victory. Nope, no technical difficulties. I was just getting everything all squared together. We are good to go. Muted? No, I'm not muted. I can tell I'm not muted. Good to see all of you here. What's going on, Robert, Jordan, Octagonal Gaming? I don't know. The Real Trash Can, Andrew, Braden, Jeremy, Thomas, Khalil. How's everyone doing? I'm doing pretty well today. Pretty happy. Slept good. I actually slept. Oh, Timmy Romo, stop being late for us, please. Thank you for the super chat, Hungry Gamer. I can't hear you. The audio's on. I can see the audio registering here on OBS. You should do your next stream early. I've tried that. And thank you to A-Ult who left these large donations before the stream began. Thank you. You've donated an awful lot to the stream, and I'm really grateful for that. It's very generous. And to any of you that choose to leave a super chat or become a member, I'm really thankful for all of you supporting me in any way that you choose to support to the channel, whether it's just being here, having fun, or if you want to become a member or donate with super chats. You know, I really do appreciate it. This is obviously what I do on a full-time basis, and I love having an audience that enjoys this stuff as much as I do. So we have a lot of fun to have today. We're going to get to the off-season here in just a moment. We're going to meet some new Warhawks. We're going to get a chance to get them on the football field today. So there's a lot that I'm excited for, mainly because I want to see us with Montrell Bonds, the running back of my dreams. Now, we could have some drama beforehand if anybody chooses to leave early. I don't think it's possible for Brandon Warren to leave early because he doesn't have the physical traits to really be drafted. But is there potential that Chris Baker leaves early? Or maybe somebody like Carl Joyce? I don't know. I really don't know what to expect, but no one's left early in this series. We have had very few surprises on the personnel front outside of Freddie Kimbrough moving to Texas State. So I don't know what to expect, but let's get into it, everybody. Welcome to the action. Got some more super chats coming in here. Jacob, please do a matchup versus Kentucky. I've waited. You know, I do like playing against different SEC teams. I'll see how Kentucky is and if they match what I want to do this year. Cameron, thank you for the super chat. Can you get Battlefield 5 so we can squad up? I don't know. I don't have Battlefield. I haven't really been into it this year. Like, just the whole cycle of everything. I didn't want another World War II game or a World War. I wanted modern games. You know, Call of Duty is over here doing futuristic stuff. Black Ops is like semi-future. I wanted Battlefield to get back to the modern stuff. And I just wasn't sure if they were going to provide enough content this year. It was the kind of game where if I was going to jump on, I was going to jump on late after maps dropped and quality of life improvements were there. So I got some friends that play Battlefield, and I'll ask them how it is. And then maybe I'll do some games with subs or something. So if you saw my stream the other day, which was a very funny stream, I didn't mean to go live for everybody. I ended up putting in the wrong information and actually like live streaming straight to the channel. I wasn't expecting it, but I ended up doing a Call of Duty Black Ops Blackout stream, and I was doing it to test out my internet because I was able to get it upgraded. I have upload speed now that's, you know, 3 times what I had before, but for some reason when I've been trying to do more stream tests, I'm dropping a ton of frames, even at like lower settings, 720p, not lower than I was streaming at before, but like barely increasing the bitrate. I was getting drop frames, and it was really frustrating because I thought that I was finally in the clear and I could stream at 1080p and not stress the internet too much and have a really good quality of stream. So I'm not sure exactly what went wrong, but I streamed Blackout while streaming Bob's Burgers on video. I was trying to stress it out and see what it could handle, and at that point it handled it just fine. But then, you know, trying to stream at 720p with just a better bitrate, and it wasn't really working. So the settings today are a little bit better than before. I don't know exactly how like networking and internet stuff works totally, but hopefully I can get that ironed out because I really wanted to get you guys like the highest quality streams I've done on this channel. Sports Fan 98, Montreal Bonds over Barry Bonds. We'll see. We'll see. Jake Cap, can you play an FCS team before the series ends? I don't like playing FCS schools because they're just too easy. I'm sure if I played an FCS team with how good Kalispell is now, that I would have a chance to like win the game by 100 points. Like I think I could do it. So who knows? Maybe when we're having our send-off season, maybe I'll see if I can put 100 on the board against the team like FCS Southwest. But here's what's happened recently. A lot of success. I will probably look to do anything, maybe try something with the sliders, because I do want the games to be difficult and realistic as much as I can get them. And I've been having some success lately in slider testing on Madden. We'll see what I can do on here. Maybe I'll take a night and just do that. Why are you still ranked number 2? Disrespect, that's why. By the way, being able to have my face cam larger, does it make it even more obvious that I badly need to shave? I'm not sure if it really shows up. I have the luxury of not growing very good facial hair, so I can usually get away with shaving for a while, but I don't like facial hair, personally, on me, especially the way I grow it. It ain't looking good. No one's going to be impressed by this. But, yeah. Let's see. I need to link the stream to Twitter quick. Love a retweet on there if you follow me over on twitter.com/MrHurriicane. Harold Kaufman, thank you for the super chat. Kane, you gotta subscribe to PewDiePie. PS, go Twins, great series. Is that race still going on between him and T-Series or whatever? I don't like clogging up my sub feed. Jose, thank you for the super chat. You should consider promoting the Mountain West winner to the Pac-12 and relegate Hawaii. That's an interesting idea. It's a very interesting idea because I was kind of feeling bad for Hawaii getting them here in the Pac-12 and watching them do absolutely nothing. I'd have to see who actually won the Bulls, though. I think I simmed too far away. Alright, I always get confused with this menu. I don't want to screw anything up, but I really can't. Let's move on to players leaving. Wait, is there something in the coaching carousel? Like, the first stage always messes me up. I apologize. I like to see where all the coaching changes happen. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. Any Kane swag going to be available in the future? Yes. I am working on finding whether I have to, you know, find someone to make it for me professionally, or one way or another, I want to get a logo for Kalispell, something better than this one, which was just like the EA template. I want to get a real logo and put together some real merch for Kalispell. So that is in the works. I spent some time on it this week. What's going on, Red Sox fan? What's it like to cheer for teams that win? I can't relate. That's why I had to do this. Just click on each position and they fill it live. How does that work? This was from last year, which it's weird they're showing it now. Sim to end of coach carousel. Like if I messed anything up, I just saved this as a brand new file like 5 minutes ago, so it's okay. What's up, Kane? Been following you since your Vikings dynasty way back. Thank you for sticking around. The NB or 3NB. Thenb. 800 plus viewers, only 108 likes. Who, what just happened? I missed it. UNLV, OC. Brian Kelly signed his extension. Tony Elliott to LSU. Stan McBride was last year, though. Bloomgren, was he just our coach? I always get the names mixed up. I had never heard that sound effect before. Anyway, on to players leaving. Got a super chat here from Jake Cap. Should the Eagles keep Wentz or Foles? I still think they're better off keeping Wentz. If they had won the Super Bowl again with Foles, I think it would be a more difficult decision, but I mean, Wentz is still younger. He's had some really great play. He's just got to stay healthy now, and I think that the future's brightest with him, probably. By the way, I'm hungry. The cashews are back in action because I have a feeling after this stream I'm going to be ravenously hungry. Really, really hungry already. I'm trying to suppress it right now. Now, also, many of you know that I have a new series coming to the channel, which if you follow me on Twitter, you now know it is the... Let me finish chewing. It is the Sacramento Miners series. The franchise. The one that's going to be basically a rebuilt team, or like a terrible relocation team that I then build up. And today, I would like to share some players with you. I have some information on players for you, and at various like milestones, we are going to go through and we're going to meet some of the players that are going to be a part of this series on day one. Episode 1 is coming your way either Monday or Tuesday. I have one preseason game recorded already, just trying to tighten up sliders a little bit more, nothing too wild, and then I'm going to play the rest probably tomorrow, and get to making episode 1 perhaps on Monday. So we're gonna have some player reveals today, and I've done a couple on Twitter already. How many likes are we at right now? So we are at 183. So I'm gonna reveal 2 players for you now. We're over 200. I'm gonna reveal 2 players. I'll do the next reveal at 250. You gotta let me know when it happens. So, and we'll get to Kalispell too, don't worry. I just trying to hype up the new series and thought we could have some fun here. So, one of the players that you can look forward to seeing is wide receiver Louis Goodwin. I showed him off on Twitter as being the #1 wide receiver, and he's not very fast, but he is an exceptional route runner. And when it comes to players who on this team on day 1 could actually be like a part of our future and not have to be replaced, Goodwin might be one of the best. With that route running ability, 72 overall, quick development, he is our 2nd highest rated player on the entire team. So that is Louis Goodwin. The next player I want to share with you Clay Gizzy. This is our number 1 rated player. He was a 73 overall guard, and no, I did not name him. I only renamed maybe 2 or 3 players in total. Clay Gizzy is a 73 overall, has okay strength, seems to be a better pass blocker than run blocker, and perhaps he could also be part of our future. And he's the number 29 ranked right guard in the NFL, so on paper he should be a starting guard. He's one of our best players. Oh, we're at over 300. Okay, I'll reveal one more, and then I'll give you a new goal in a moment. We have to talk about who's going to be the quarterback. Well, there's a quarterback competition currently going on in the preseason. And here's the first competitor. This is Mitchell Blanton. And he has basically no arm strength. However, you don't see it on this screen. He has 87 speed. So he's fast. He throws a decent medium ball, but his accuracy elsewhere is atrocious. Will he be able to start on day 1, or will it be the next guy that I'll reveal here in just a little while? All right, so let's get back to Kalispell now. We lost our offensive coordinator, and we have a new one. So Bloomgren out, and Maringer is in. And we'll see where exactly he came from. But Stoops is still our defensive coordinator, and that was the one I was worried about losing because our defense was so good last year. So we just have to see where he came from. And if he's a decent level coach. We'll find that out in a little while. Sorry, I already forgot his name. I'm looking for an M. Okay. Oh wait, it's alphabetized by first name. Okay. That's odd. It's Drew. Alright, sorry. At least I don't have to scroll too far. So he was previously the offensive coordinator at UNLV. So that's interesting. They had 35 points per game. They were first in the Mountain West in terms of scoring. They've come a long way in that case. How good were they? 7-6? All right, but hey, we got a good offensive coordinator. Need to take some notes perhaps here for the preseason episode, off-season recap. So that's interesting then. Where did Bloomberg go? He went to Western Michigan. He is set to be their new head coach. We've had many coaches under Leon Daniels leave to new jobs. So, from UNLV, 35 points per game, first in Mountain West, and 15th overall. I'd say that's a nice replacement then. It can't be terrible. Oh, one more thing I wanted to see. What's Jonathan Stark still doing? Is he still the head coach at Texas A&M? Or Vanderbilt, rather. Vanderbilt. He's still there. He has a 23-26 career record. So Starks he's hanging in there. They've had one winning season, though. I'm surprised he got the deal after that. But I guess they're right there. They're so close. And they have to play in the SEC. Keep that in mind. Oh yeah, don't forget to change Kolbert back. I actually never got to editing him onto another team. I'm really hoping he leaves early. Otherwise, I'll just figure it out later. Maybe he doesn't go pro until a year after. Something like that. Alright, this is the big one right here, everybody. Players leaving. Is anybody going pro for us? Anybody? Anybody early? Oh no, not Townsend! Mario Townsend wants to go pro before even becoming a starter. Brian Newsome wants to transfer to Washington State. Chad Moore and Hayden Jean-Charles are projected to be drafted, but not any of these guys. Not Kyle Thomas? Mario. Oh, man. Please do not go pro, Mario. Persuasion chance is very high. What should we promise Mario Townsend? The college degree one seems like it's a very safe option. I could try guaranteeing a conference championship. Let's say the conference championship. I was told that if I stay for another year, it would help my draft status. Townsend is staying. That's big. What did it say his projection was? Does it show projections on underclassmen? Probably not. But yeah, like you'd be like a day 3 pick right now, Mario, but potentially first 3 rounds if you stick around for one more season. So that's good. Brian Newsome, honestly, like I don't think he'd play. I was expecting somebody like him to transfer. Hayden Jean-Charles only a 5th round pick though. The disrespect. Please say that Justin Kolbert is going pro so I don't have to do anything later. Please say Kolbert's going pro. Don't see him. So I'll have to do some editing then, and then I'll make sure he's a part of the next draft class. Sorry I messed that up. I totally forgot about it. Cliff McKeon's going to be staying, but they do have a couple underclassmen going. I wanted to see what round Kolbert would go. We'll just wait till next year maybe. Transfer requests. That's so funny every time that shows up. Madden 25. Can you believe that was 6 Maddens ago? That's 7 Maddens ago if you include 25 on the next gen as being like the first one. Oh, Blackjack, how's it going? Nope. Never. Anybody. Chad Moore went in the 4th. Hayden Jean-Charles went in the 5th. I think he should have been higher. How about our other conference foes? Cal lost 2 players, including their running back. Caden Sweezy. Blackjack, your work is right here. Caden Sweezy. He went pro, after all. 6th round tackle. If there's anybody that has a past player that I should check on, let me know. I'm going to check Florida State, too. Is our entire conference in like the bottom half of the alphabet? I'm not seeing Sydney here. No Sydney Jean-Charles. Here's Oregon. They lost 5 players. Jamar Webster being their best. Highest drafted anyway. Daniel Glover is drafted in the 7th round. From Penn State, Oliver Raymond, 1st rounder. Not surprised there. I want to see if they're going to start Lameka Warrick from day one. I'll check Texas State too to see if Kimbrough. I'm not even sure Kimbrough's timeline anymore, honestly. Stanford lost 5. A lot of defensive players here. They're all defense, which is good news considering we can't score against them. Texas had 6 first-round picks. Just one from Texas State. UCLA lost 2. Could be a lot of quarterback change in our conference. Washington lost 2. State lost nobody. I missed anybody there? Shea Somerville at Baylor? Was that where we ended up going? Nope, no one from Baylor. Alabama for Spithill. Nope, no one there. Texas Tech. I don't know if we had anybody in this series that we knew of go to Tech. They lost 1. Antoine Jordan. I can't remember exactly. I suppose it wouldn't take a lot of time to cycle through most of this stuff. Hopefully we find somebody that we recognize. Yeah, I wish I would remember to edit Kolbert. I completely just... I forgot. Cool to see Caden Sweezy get drafted, though. He was kind of an under-the-radar developmental player. I'm sure Blackjack is happy seeing him go pro. Reno Springs, yeah, he did leave. I believe he was also drafted. Oh, that's right, Jaden Jordan. I think went to us. I just saw Jade Jordan and I'm like, oh, maybe that's one. LSU's got a few. Minnesota to have 5 go, though. That's pretty impressive. Sorry this is taking forever. Here was the Heisman winner, though. Michael Lewis went in the 3rd round. Notre Dame. Whoa, big class for them. Ohio State, they're always going to have a lot in here. Especially because the state of Ohio has so many good prospects. Hard to get them to leave, too. Ole Miss. I'm pretty sure that's close to every school that I've at least scrolled through. I'm sure eventually if I do this, you know, maybe next year we'll find more names that we recognize. Yeah, I've already made it this far. All right. Not a big deal. To recruiting. Now, there are only a couple players that I really want in this year's off-season recruiting, and those are Bill Long and Shannon Somerville. Am I right with that? Yeah. We'll see what we can get done here. And then soon I'll reveal another player for the upcoming Miners franchise. Next, long loading screen. So already we have one of the top classes. A pretty good one. We're 18th. Only 9 players though. I'd like to get a bit more volume, but every class is different. Not everyone's going to get us good volume. Shannon Somerville is one of the top players I'm going to be going after. I'm pretty sure for Somerville and Long, they're each getting at least 5K. Defensive line play has really revamped our defense, having players like Boogie and Collins dominate the way they do. I think that a dominant defensive line is the fastest way to upgrade a defense. If you're starting from square one, I think getting pass rushers is the thing you should focus on first and foremost. So let's get 5K in each of these two. What we have right now in Boogie and Collins, these two could be the next. Shannon, we currently have the lead. Ole Miss is right there. And his skill set is really special. I know he's going to be really good. Bill Long. He could be an absolute wrecking machine in the middle. Look at the power and finesse moves. He's a better pass rusher than run stopper. My only concern with him, basically, is closing the gap and holding up and run defense. Like, he's not that fast, so he's going to be easier to outrun. And he's not that strong, so his run defense might lack. I have 5K left over. We're pretty deep at linebacker already, so I'm probably just going to let Tyrell Jefferson stay right here, and if Wyoming wants him, they'll have to drop 1,000. Nick Lindsay, not in this offseason. Most of these players are just not worth spreading points around to when you consider who we're trying to get. But it's a pretty good class already. We don't have the most players here, but as far as impact goes, players like Montrell Bonds, you're going to see this guy play later, all right? Chris, thank you for the super chat. Sacramento Miners, there's like no mines in Sac. Well, we're about to create some. There's got to be some mines out there. Close, at least. So Montrell Bonds, you're going to see him on the field in a little bit. And Bonds has adequate speed, but consider his size at 6'2", 247. Running 89 speed, 87 acceleration with strength, trucking, some break tackle. He's a very good athlete for his size. And I can't wait to see what he can do today. There's also Drake Maddox at tight end, and with Hayden John Charles graduating, it's a great time for him to join, although he may not play at all as a freshman. He might be redshirted. Luke Irvin, potential quarterback of the future. He's a pocket passer, though, so the offense would definitely change. And Ross Mastorovich, very good press man corner, trying to develop a press man heavy scheme, and he will be an excellent scheme fit. So, really, all I care about is trying to get these two on board. Now, Bill Long, we have to overcome a 600-point deficit, and the team that he is currently favoring is a conference rival, so it's added incentive to win this one. We could just go with that right there. We could go with Bill Long at 8K, Somerville at 7K, and just try to get both of them and maybe get Tyrell Jefferson in the process. You know, Bonds was not a created prospect. No, he was 100% generated. 72 carrying is not actually that bad in NCAA. Most running backs come in with even lower. And there aren't many fumbles in the game, so 72 isn't a huge concern for me. Alright, I think it's the easiest setup this year for the off-season recruiting. We are going to sim now. This is the really drama-filled part, so I'm not going to do the minors stuff right now. I will do the minors after we get past recruiting, and we're doing some of those loading screens. To signing day we go. What about Josh Williams? Just, it's not worth taking the points off those two. Williams wasn't good enough. All right, is signing day going to bring us any good news? We're looking for Shannon Somerville and Bill Long. And that would create maybe the most impactful recruiting class we've had. Let's go. Mission accomplished. We also get Nick Lindsay as a bonus. He was a wide receiver. There we go. This recruiting class is pretty stacked now with that added touch. To signing day we go. First of all, Kalispell is ranked, I'm going to say 12th. 7th. Okay. I thought maybe the lack of volume would hurt, but we actually got like 7 players committed there. A couple 1-stars. So maybe that all helped the overall rating. Ty Washington's going nowhere. Billy Allen's going nowhere. Tyrell Jefferson. Okay, I wasn't going to put those kind of points into him. So I feel okay losing that battle. Although I would have loved to have Jefferson on the team. Lindsay, we win. He was number 5 receiver. He was a 4-star. Nick Lindsay. I can't see his stats. But obviously high caliber receiver. Gabe Martinez goes to Georgia. Amari Jennings to Auburn. That was a close battle. Cotton Phillips to the U. Somerville, we win by 5K. Bill Long by 5K. So that wasn't even a competition. Oh, Josh Williams. I would have had to really work to get him. So yeah, that was... I made 0 mistakes there. That was literally perfect. Yep, Aurora. It's a sign. So, obviously I showed you Mitchell Blanton, the quarterback who is, like, right now the temporary starter for the Miners in the preseason. But there's a competition. Blanton doesn't have a strong arm. His short accuracy is problematic, but he's fast. And that's important when you're bad. When you're a bad team, your quarterback can scramble. That's helpful. Well, how about his competition? Here's one of the quarterbacks competing. Corey Girard. Now, he is the kind of quarterback that I would normally add to my practice squads. 92 throw power and a starting point at all 3 accuracy levels. So he's very raw, very inaccurate right now. But if you can increase his short and medium accuracy even just a little bit, you might have a quarterback that you can do something with. Although, can any of these quarterbacks become good enough to not be replaced after year 1? That's very unlikely. They have to have like rookie of the year seasons. So there's Clay Girard. And I will introduce you to another player here in a little while. A super chat here from Jace. Dustin Payment transfers to Western Michigan, maybe? I don't think he's necessarily good enough to want to transfer. I will give you another player. I'll show the next one at 450 likes. We're at 407 right now. So on to position changes here for the Warhawks. The main thing here is just making sure Trey Walker is playing end. Which end spot should I put him at? Left end, right end. I should probably put him at right end just because of all this imbalance. The game thinks he should play defensive tackle or offensive line or center. Can he block? I'm not playing him at 240 pounds on the offensive line. But could you? Oh my. I've never come across the player like that. What about tight end with those blocking ratings there? Let him be a 6th offensive lineman that way. Could he play tight end? His route running is 44 and he can't catch. I don't think he's a tight end. He's an edge rusher to me. That's one of the more interesting athletes I've ever had in NCAA. He could be a 240-pound offensive lineman, though. The ratings were good enough. Even the strength, I think, was good enough. But 6'8" center, yeah. I wonder if, like, in the game, it would even matter. Like, obviously, if you had a 6'8" center in the NFL, that might actually be a problem. Centers are usually a lot shorter. I don't know if it'd actually be a huge issue, but in the game, like, imagine just throwing it into the back of your center's head every time because he's too tall. But fullback, I'm not listing him at fullback. I mean, he's way better than a fullback. But as a formation subbed fullback, might have to happen. I think it's time to move Brandon Warren out to wide receiver. Let him be his true calling. No. Who's Lee? Who's M. Lee? Marvin Lee. This looks like a quarterback that Blackjack would use in the Festivus Dynasty. Marty Belafonte, Marcus Payne, Montrell Bonds, Austin Jenkins, Jim Jackson. I can still play him at fullback if he's at defensive end. Don't worry. He has so much position flexibility, it's hilarious. Would he really start immediately over 6 wins, Blackjack? He's like a 50 overall. What's 6 wins? At wide receiver, Justin Payne, Carl Joyce, Antoine Knightley, Tyrone Houston, Colt Sully, Nick Lindsay. So Lindsay, you wanted to see what he was all about. Was he really a 5-star? 89 speed, good acceleration, 80 catching, 86 route running, 70 release. Okay. I think the skill set's similar to Justin Payne's. So big pickup for us. Six wins is a 61. What a noodle arm. Tight ends. Reggie Jackson and Thomas Roberts are seniors. Keenan Gabbard's already a junior. Can you believe that, Blackjack? Johnny Cabral's gonna start this year. I cannot wait. I want to just move Brandon Smith to right tackle, so that's what his default thing is. 70 awareness. If it drops, I'll fix it, because like it shouldn't matter. Okay. Move a tight end to fullback. Yeah, I was wondering if they were gonna penalize me for that. I could move like Keenan Gabbard. 77 speed, 71 strength, 76 break tackle, 75 trucking. It wouldn't be bad to list him at fullback just so it wouldn't mess up and make me keep somebody there. But thankfully in this game, like, there's so much versatility within the depth chart that it doesn't always matter where a guy is listed. You can play him wherever you want. Let's even out the guards. Left end, Maurice Collins. Defensive tackles. Still plenty of linebacker depth, I believe. Not as strong as it was, though. And consider Townsend's more of a defensive end. We lost Bozeman. We lost Merrill. So Huggins is going to step in. We'll obviously watch him today. We're going to get development too. So don't worry. Brandon Williams is going to be higher. So he'll have a chance to start. Mario, Huggins, Leo Thorne. It might be his year. Blackjack, how excited have you been to see Leo Thorne maybe get a chance to play? Leo is 6'4", 211, and his skill set reminded me of Anthony Barr. He has really good range. He's very large, like tall and athletic. Good block shed, good hit power. Has a little pass rush in there. At corner, we have Springs, Foster, Garcia, Robinson, Mastorovich. Got a super chat here from Hungry Gamer. Mitchell Blanton is really just a white Will Horton. Changed my mind. I know Will Horton from the UGF Panda series from Not the Expert. I don't really know his skill set that well. I don't know all the ratings. I've watched some of those episodes, though. Really good series. SportsFan98, because of Reggie Jackson's size, maybe you should incorporate plays and formations where you can be more of an H-back move guy. I don't know. I don't really utilize the fullback much. I think that, you know, him coming in a little bit off the bench is a good role for him. Red zone threat. And now I think that we're going to be playing possibly Trey Walker at fullback a little bit. So we'll have to see. The main thing I want to do here is, do I want to have Ronnie Howard develop at safety or corner? Help me with this one. Somerville at right end. Should I even that out? There, Somerville's there. So do I want Ronnie Howard to get better at safety or corner? I obviously moved him to safety. The zone coverage is really good. Not really a great tackler, so if he is a safety, he's a pure free. I feel we have good corner depth. What do we think? Howard a safety, or is Howard a cornerback? Yeah, what was his press? His press, I think, was the reason he was moved to safety. 46. Yeah, I think we keep him at safety. Oh, whoa, we're at 525 likes now. I'll reveal a couple players then next time I go through them. Awesome. Maybe a hybrid slot safety. And our specialists. Okay, we have to get a new punter. Ray Guy award-winning Cedric Parks. Only one more year on the team. Oh yeah, he's not playing slot over Juno. Like, no one on this roster is good enough to overtake Juno right now. Juno was a beast last season. Alright. I'm going to show off a couple more players now as you guys continue to pour on the likes. Appreciate it. So we talked about the quarterbacks. But how about we talk about the running backs? The real heroes of the offense. Now, we have multiple running backs that are going to be used, but for a team that is likely going to be losing a lot, likely going to be trailing and throwing and checking the ball down because the receivers might not be separating, who's our receiving back? Who's our third down back? The answer to that question is Travis McAllister, number 22. His speed isn't great. 85 speed, 86 excel, 87 agility, but 77 catching, 82 elusiveness. You know, he's kind of your typical third down back. He's not really going to do a whole lot running the football. I just want him to catch. And I think for a team that's going to be struggling, I made sure I got the best undrafted running back when it came to catching the ball. And there he is, Travis McAllister. But he will not lead this team in carries by a long shot. One more player here. We already saw Lewis Goodwin earlier. I'll show him again. Goodwin doesn't have the best speed, but he is our best route runner. He will be a slot when we go to 3 wide sets. So his counterpart at wide receiver, the number 2, is Evan Casper. Casper has 89 speed. He stands at, I believe, 6'5 or 6'6. 80 catching, 81 catching traffic. I wonder if he too could be one of the future players on this team. I imagine that there are a handful of players on this minors roster that in a few years could still be key players. Maybe Casper is one of them. The way I see him getting better is being a red zone threat and gaining XP by getting touchdowns. What do you think of those players? What team did I relocate? The Oakland Raiders. And I moved them to Sacramento, so it makes sense geographically. 77 carrying, not catching. Oh, was he the one with 70 catching? I'm sorry. Oh, it's 80 catching. Yeah. And McAllister has, 77 carrying. Yeah, this text is a little bit smaller for me. His catching, though, is good. It's just on the other page. He was the best receiving back available, though. So we're at 557 likes. I'll do one more, and then I'll do another one at 600, okay? I'm going to show you a player on defense now. You've met much of the offense. Name of the game on defense is rushing the passer, of course. And we're not going to be good at it. But here's the player who I think is the most intriguing. Tarea Rogers. Rogers is about 287 pounds. He's going to be a defensive tackle in nickel situations, but a base end in our standard 4-3 defense. He does have good strength, 74 power move, 78 tackle, and 74 block shed. I could see him having a future at either end or defensive tackle. He's going to play a little bit of both. He's our most versatile defensive lineman, and I think he has a chance to lead the team in sacks during year one. Thank you for the super chat. We got one from Carney. Are you subscribed to PewDiePie? I am not. Harold Kaufman, between JJ, Teddy, and Luck, who is comeback player of the year? Plus your opinion on Sam Darnold having a great end to this season. I need to watch Darnold. I don't even know what I think of his end of the year, but I will get to it. I did watch some Will Grier. I'll talk about him in a little bit. But for comeback player of the year, I think it'll go to Luck. And the way he played this year was, it was one of his best years for sure. Definitely back. Definitely, the franchise quarterback still. I wouldn't give it to Teddy just because I think you need to put a little bit of on-field equity into there. But, Teddy came back the furthest from anybody, really. And I love to see Teddy win it. I'm a big Teddy Bridgewater fan. But I think it'll be Luck. I don't think JJ got into the headlines as much this year as having a great year. When are you going to play The Walking Dead again? Oh my, Steelers. Yeah, I never finished season 2, and I never finished it outside of streaming either. I don't know. I might bring it back at some time. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it much. I appreciate the comment. But I wrote a list of players I was going to begin watching, and I got to Will Grier, and I was hoping I'd like him a lot more than I did. Problem is that I think after about 7-8 yards, his accuracy is kind of a dice roll at that point. And I also noticed that when he's throwing the ball, it seems to be like he's a high effort thrower. It's not like he can just easily get the ball downfield. So I think that he's intriguing just because he is accurate on the short stuff. His timing is pretty good, but I couldn't see him being any more than a mid-round pick just because I think he could be really limited and more of a backup quarterback at the next level. So those are my thoughts on Will Grier. I was really concerned though with some of the deep shots he took. Like the receiver didn't have a chance at a lot of them. Many of those balls were uncatchable in the games I watched. So that's what I think. Training results though. Always a fun part of the offseason. Dustin Payment is going to be the primary backup this year. He can run the same scheme as us that we do normally. I think he'll be solid there. Marty Belafonte, Marcus Payne +6. A lot of you want to see Marcus Payne still be the starter, and it's going to be, a rotational deal. But Payne with his speed, the 94 break tackle, the 84 trucking, he's going to carry the ball a lot. I don't know if he's going to start. It's going to be decided later on. But also being a starting running back on our team isn't important because we rotate so much. Marty Belafonte could be a very big year for him. Keenan Gabbard gets a boost. Carl Joyce, 97 speed now. He got faster. He wasn't a big play deep threat last season, but hopefully this year those big plays come back. Justin Payne, up only a +2? I've never seen a +2. Explain that to me. A +2. Summertime, thank you. Aaron Donald for MVP. Do Rams win Super Bowl? I'll tell you this. If the Rams win the Super Bowl it's because Aaron Donald was the Super Bowl MVP. He is the most important player on that team, more important than Jared Goff if they're to win that game. I'm telling you right now. But I would be all for Donald at MVP. Over Mahomes, like, I mean, it's a quarterback award. I'm sorry. It just is. Not that I want it to be. He's got to already have some 99s. Thank you, Joe, for being rational here. That's a good point. Tastes even better when you're hungry. So catch was already really good for him. It was a 99. Route running was already a 97. So there was little room for growth there. That is still strange to only see a modest increase. All right, at tight end, Thomas Roberts back after being redshirted. Thank you for not leaving the team. Thomas Roberts, by the way, when we get closer to March, I'm going to debut Kalispell basketball. And he is going to be on the basketball team. Remember that. So is the story going to be that Justin Payne skipped workouts? He's not in shape. Roberts is 95 catching. He could play wide receiver. If I wanted to, I could move Thomas Roberts the wide out. Brandon Smith up 5. Already a freshman All-American. We're lucky to have him. Rodney Hall, Mike Butler, Ryan Westergren, Johnny Cabral, and Noah Manuwai. Offensive line's looking good. Oh, only +3? Are you kidding me? It's going to be weird not having a dominant tight end. I think we're going to be okay. But better than Hayden? I don't think so. Yep, College Hoops 2K8. That's where I could actually do customization. What happened? Only a +3 after winning every award in the book. Only +2 power move. He and Justin Payne were off doing what during the offseason? Should I just edit Collins to be like 300 pounds and like take away all his ratings and be like, yeah, he had a really bad offseason. He did not work out at all. Alex, thank you for the super chat. Go Blue, thanks for the videos. Kane, thank you for watching, Alex. The national title hangover is real. Mo Collins partied hard. He might have. Hey, Boogie, +4. It's not great, but it's something. '97 hit power. And then at outside linebacker, Mario Townsend up 4. Very good acceleration. Excellent hit power and power moves. Cannot wait to see him play this year. Brandon Williams also got a boost. There's a chance that he ends up starting this year. Now, James Huggins, he is another one that should get on the field this season. Maybe as the starting middle linebacker. I have to figure out what I'm doing there. Do I play Townsend at linebacker? Do I play Townsend at defensive end? Because he could do it all. He's so versatile. But he's also our best coverage linebacker, so it's like, can I even justify playing him at end in that case? If I need the coverage? Leo Thorne looks solid. But yeah, I mean, if you look at who has like overall coverage ratings in the 80s for us, I think Mario is the only one. And in that case, he can't just be a pass rusher. Townsend's got to cover. Maybe him and Brandon Williams are the two nickel linebackers this season. At corner, Daniel Foster up 6. That's huge. What's the man cover now? It's already a 99. Oh, man. Man-to-man monster. Juno is only a junior. I get 2 more years of Juno Springs? I thought he was a senior. Oh, man. This is awesome. You're telling me I get 2 more years of this guy? Do you know what he did last year? He was so good a season ago. 2 more years. At free safety, it's Chris Baker +3, Howard +5, and Jordan +4. Akinjide +5. How's that coverage doing? He has a few lapses every now and then in coverage, but it's a 90 now. It ought to be good. Rick Thomas, Cedric Parks. Yep, he's a true sophomore only, and he's a 99-man cover guy, and he was not a custom player at all. You guys want another one here? I'm not sure how many likes you're at, but you're doing such a good job. One other player here as I sim. So we talked about our best pass rusher. Now, let's talk about our best corner. Here's Kevin Wilford. Wilford doesn't have the speed that I usually like at this position. 86. He's a lot better in zone than man. And I think in general, when your players aren't that good, you're probably better off playing zone because man-to-man's pretty risky. I think man coverage is mostly reserved for situations like third down or for more talented secondaries. And we're not going to play a ton of man. Wilford, 82 zone. Not a great tackler. You know, he doesn't have the most impressive set of skills, but he is our best corner. We got a sneeze, I think. Or maybe not. Now, who do we cut? We have to cut 4 players. Alright, I'll change my scheme and I'll do that old thing that I always do. Jeff Campbell would be a way better end than linebacker. We'll cut the 50 overall tackle. Vince Edwards. Yeah, we'll cut him too. Maurice Porter. Yeah, fullback number 0. I'm sorry. He's got to go. Uh-oh, is Kane trying to grow some facial hair? First of all, no. Is this the right place to do this? This doesn't feel necessarily right, but maybe it is. I'm not trying to grow facial hair. I'm just delaying when I eventually shave. I don't find a lot of enjoyment in it. What playbook do you like to use in Madden? My favorite playbook in Madden is the Arizona Cardinals offense. I feel it has some of the more interesting and unique route concepts in the game, and it's not generic like a lot of playbooks out there are. Grow the beard out, Tim. I'm not sure I could if I tried, and if I did, it would look awful. Like, legitimately, I'm not putting you through that. Or myself. Goodbye. And then Marvin Lee. Do I want to cut him? I think I will. He's a 52. I'm also going to cut Jeff Campbell. If anyone wants to transfer, there's your roster spot. How much time a day do you play video games? It's probably a lot less than you think. I mean, for YouTube, only like, even on the days where I play a lot, it's usually like half the time I spend working on stuff or less. So for this series, you know, a game will take me an hour and a half, start to finish, to record and get all the information I need and then actually play the game and whatnot. But I still like playing games for fun too when I'm done. I mean, there's no comparison between these kind of games and the games I play for fun. I mean, I'm playing Pokemon Heart Gold right now, so it's really no comparison. So if I had to give you like a best guess at an average, I'd probably say about between 2 and 4 hours a day most of the time. But there are days where I play a whole lot more too, and days where I don't really play any. But I'd say on average, maybe 2.5 between YouTube and other stuff, maybe 3. Anything coming out later today on the second channel, Marquise Walker, episode 61. Who is your Gen 2 starter, Kane? I went with Totodile because back when I used to play Pokemon Crystal, I had a Feraligatr that I cared for deeply. I will change the playbook back. Yeah, I'll just do that now so I don't forget. Got some good teams in our division once again. That's not changing. This year, I think I'm actually going to edit up the conference a little bit. I think Hawaii, they need to go back. Yeah, I've never played through a Heart Gold or Soul Silver game. Really, I've never played through a Gen 4 game. So I'm really hoping that I can get deep into it and not like drop it or anything like that. I wanted to kind of go through the Pokemon timeline again because there are some gens I just haven't spent much time at. I started up a Nuzlocke run lately on Pokemon White, and I was getting destroyed because it was hard to grind early in that game. They don't give you a lot of great Pokemon to grind on. And then very few trainer battles too. And eventually I made it past the first gym, and I'm just like, you know, I don't want to play this way where I'm just like grinding and not sure of if I'm going to be ready. And maybe I'll do a Nuzlocke when I actually am playing a game I'm really familiar with, but I've never played through Pokemon White or Black. I'm on Victory Road on Black too, but I played that a few years ago. So I'm kind of going through the timeline right now. I've been playing Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I have like 40 hours into that, taking my time through it. So I'm going to play Gen 1 and 2 at the same time. I'm very familiar with Gen 3. I played a ton of Emerald, Ruby growing up. I've beat Omega Ruby. I have like 100 hours in that game. So I'm going to look at kind of going through the timeline. After I play Heart Gold, I'll move on to probably Platinum as my Gen 4 game of choice. Hawaii for Boise State. I should, is there a good way for me to look at the teams in the Mountain West and see who would fit? I don't care if geographically they're more north because they're the Mountain West, but I just want to get a new team over here. And I'm not sure I can check it from here. So maybe we'll just see who's ranked. I'm assuming Hawaii's in the West. I might not even add anybody. None of these teams really seem great. I mean, if Hawaii only won one game at 81 overall, is it fair to bring in anybody else? Hawaii is in a volcano, or Hawaii is a volcano, or the remnants of a volcanic activity. I don't know. One of the two. Blackjack. The Robo-Buck, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on Zach Taylor becoming the Bengals head coach? Really? Is that a good, like, first thought? Oh, the quarterback's coach? I didn't even see this. I don't know what to think. I mean, it's kind of, the cycle repeats itself all the time. The cycle repeats itself of just, you know, you take the assistants from teams that are doing well and are part of the, like, popular way to build the team. So when the Seahawks were on top of the world and the cover 3 was just dominant, of course Dan Quinn got a job. Of course Gus Bradley got a job, and Chris Richard after that. And now you're going to see it, you know, on teams that have these good young quarterbacks. You think the Chiefs quarterback coach is going to last a whole lot longer there? I'm not even sure who it is, but I bet that he's going to get head coach job anyway. What do we want to do here, everybody? Some of you are saying BYU. Notre Dame for the competition and for those flight miles. Mike Kafka, the ex-Viking, is Chiefs quarterback coach? You know what? I think we're just going to keep it this way. Next year, maybe we'll add somebody. We'll let the Mountain West Conference champion maybe next year. They've got to get a little bit better. What NFL team should I rebuild? Avery, I'm saying you should rebuild the Detroit Lions. They got Kerryon Johnson, Kenny Galladay. You got a nucleus there. Got some good young old linemen. But a lot to fix overall on that team. You want to stick with Stafford? Go Detroit, man. I know it screws up scheduling, but I don't think it's a big deal. What's it going to mess up? Let's just see who we're locked in with. USC. Cal, Utah State, UCLA, Stanford, Oregon State, Colorado. I don't think it messed up anything. I didn't care about any rivalries on the other side. I wanted to play UCLA, and we're getting UCLA. We're also getting USC. Yeah, schedule looks fine. I'll build up a schedule later. I don't spend time doing that now. I don't think it messes up the conference at all. Hey, we're ranked number 1 now. That's pretty fun. Oh, our coach. Level 13 OC. So, it's a downgrade. I don't need a tutorial. I hit it on accident. No Washington schools? Yeah, that's true. But that's okay. They're kind of bad right now, if you didn't notice. They're going to combine for like 7 wins this year, probably. I got 2 upgrades available. Spend those later. So we don't get the agility, strength, and acceleration boost. We don't get the awareness. We don't get the O-line impact block boost. Okay, Joe, I don't think Warren's going to have more picks than touchdowns this year. I don't think. Can I check if Kimbrough is still at Texas State? Definitely. How many likes we at? Man, these are good. I have a feeling I've eaten too many. Let me check Texas State quick. I also have to check Baylor. Shea Somerville. That could be a fun matchup this year. Alex Taylor. Not very good at receiver. 66? 72? 68? Maurice Collins, who hasn't worked out in literally 6 months, would destroy this team. It's kind of Shea and everybody else. This team is not good. For some reason, I thought that cashew can was a can of cat food at first. Sometimes my cat thinks the same because it has that pull top on there. And she assumes that anything that has a top like that is for her. I will check Penn State because I want to know if they're going to have LaMecca start, which I would love. Oh yeah, Texas State was who I was checking. We might have missed the boat on Freddie Kimbrough. All right, Warwick is 3rd string right now. Oh, that's a problem. That's a really big problem. Zach Walker is a higher overall than Warwick, and they're both listed as freshmen. Oh, please don't ruin this, NCAA. We need Warwick to get that job or transfer. He cannot be wasted like Taquan Layton. Good quarterback here. Victor Thompson, Ryan Mitchell, solid. It would be fun to find, you know, maybe a decent team from our old conference to play against now that it's been a couple seasons. I think Boise and Wyoming would be cool to check on quick. I'm looking for a team with a good quarterback. So Jasper Holland, Sung Ho Kwok, 88 speed. Both would be pretty solid, it looks like. Good quarterback group. Brent Griffin. Clay Hutchinson, I forgot about him. Why'd you leave? It'd be fun to play a Mountain West school, though. Yeah, I think, you know, I might just, like, take my abilities here and make Lamecca way better than that other guy, because I don't want him to get wasted. Anyway, we have some practice to get to here in a moment. Thank you for all the fun so far today, everybody. All of you that have left super chats, all of you that have asked good questions. I haven't missed any chats. Good. So, like, numbers have to be decided upon and everything. Montrell Bonds. What kind of number do you give him? Honestly, I might just have Blackjack help me with the editing here later on. What I did is we actually worked on the customization for my Miners franchise together, and he helped me out with some looks that would be good for certain players, and I just let him have full creative control over that. So he is officially, Blackjack is the Sacramento Miners equipment manager. I don't know what number I want to give Bonds yet. I will worry about kind of this stuff later on. I want to get to practice because we're already an hour and a half in, and I would like to make sure we get a good amount of practice in today. So customization is going to have to wait, sadly. Need to reset formation subs so I don't have any glitches here. You still there, NCAA? Hello? Okay. I forget why. I was only able to do like 18 formation subs last year. There was something I screwed up. I think I have to clear formation subs before the end of the season. Is that right? Because I could only do like 18 last year, and I was like, what the heck? I'm trying to make something work here. I was not happy with it. Well, I redshirt Drake Maddox. Right now, I think I will. I just think he'd be wasted this year if I didn't. Oh, man. That stuff stuck in my teeth now. A Jalen Ramsey, Derwin James secondary? That sounds terrifying. Can we get Jalen Ramsey to the Chargers, please? Would be a fair trade there. Jalen Ramsey for, let's go Mike Williams. We're gonna make a blockbuster here. Jalen Ramsey for Mike Williams for Adrian Phillips, if he's not a free agent. Or how about just like swap him for Jason Verrett and Mike Williams. All right, everybody. You know what time it is. I've been waiting ever since the beginning of last year when we got him to do this. I've got to see how Montrell Bonds plays. The freshman, the phenom. Is he the player we've been waiting for? Defensively, I have to make some adjustments here. Good. Hey, Kane, you should make a storyline where the quarterback for USC, Michael Joyce, is Carl's brother. Interesting idea, Harold. So here we go. Time to practice as we prepare for year number 10. They're not calling runs yet. I want to see Montrell Bonds. It's time. First carry right here. Bring down the safety. Bring everybody. All right, Bonds gets a couple. Triple option. Wow, they covered that perfectly. Of course they would. It's our defense. Bonds carries again. Doesn't feel that fast, but what I'm looking for is yards after contact and just the determination to keep plays going. Nice play, Mario. Like, Bonds is definitely going to get some short yardage work, probably goal line work, but it's very possible that Payne could still be the main guy. Let's get like at the 3-yard line and let's pick some new plays. Bonds is good at blocking. Hey, we need that. This is where I want to see Montrell Bonds primarily, which is a job that Marcus Payne had a year ago. He had a lot of 1-yard touchdowns. Our defense is obviously going to make pretty much everybody look bad. There we go, Reggie. Like, this stream might not be the best way to show off Montrell Bonds. Might have to wait till we get into actual games. But here's a little glimpse of what he can do. He does feel a little bit slower than I thought he'd be. I'm not sure if that's because of the weight being a factor. But with this line and the power that he possesses, I think that there's a chance he could still be, like, really, really good as a freshman. Ooh, can't drop those. Here we go, falling ahead. How's the offensive line this year? The offensive line is really good, one of the best we've had. We have 5 starters that I think are all like in the 84 or better range. I'm confident we're going to have a great year with the offensive line leading the way. I like these quick reactions out of our linebackers. They need that. But especially if we have to go to a more like traditional offense with Luke Irvin, like having Bonds there ready to play will be big. If we're under center a lot more and not really running with option, we're just kind of, you know, running standard stuff. And I think Bonds will fit that really well. And this is Marcus Payne's senior season, by the way. So after this year, we're going to need another answer there. And I think it's going to be Bonds. Bonds over under 8 touchdowns. I think that's a fair mark to think about. I would say I'd take the over because I think we're going to be really good at running the football. I think we're going to be really good at it. And I also think he's going to have, you know, second most carries on the team, likely. Like, Payne is more useful when we go shotgun. Payne is faster. Payne was good last year. He led the team in yards per carry. He had so many big runs. But we're going to get Bonds the ball, and we're going to see what we can do with him. This is not going to be Aaron Higdon part 2, where it was a huge failure and he transferred to the Blazers. Let's get a new spot. We should try this normal Y slot. We've called this formation a lot, but this is the first time we really have a tight end to best run it. I feel that with... Ooh, his Bonds fumbles there. With Thomas Roberts and his field stretching ability, he is our biggest matchup problem from a vertical threat standpoint that we've really ever had. And having him detached like this will add some flexibility to the offense, and we've seen what can happen when we have Hayden John Charles in that exact role. A lot of touchdowns, a lot of big plays. He has very good catch in traffic, spectacular catch, speed. Bonds. Very determined there. Yeah, it is not necessarily a starter on this team at running back. It's really just who's getting most carries and who's getting the first chance to show for that game they can be like the hot hand. And I think it's going to be Marcus Payne. Nice block by Bonds. Let's try backing up a bit, and let's bring in Marcus Payne to see what he's all about this season. I know we did get faster. Like, Payne got a speed boost, correct? 96. I want to see Knightley in there. I know about Justin Payne already, but I want to test out Joyce a little bit, and I want to get Knightley in there. And I want to back up to maybe throw some deep balls. So let's go to midfield. Close enough. Actually, I like being like exactly on a marker so I know if a play gained like 10 yards or whatever. That's close enough. I want to see Carl Joyce put up a lot better numbers this season. What a catch by Baker. He had less than 600 yards last year, and that's as our best vertical threat. We just didn't have a great vertical presence. We didn't throw the ball very well last season, very inconsistent. And then we became more of a running offense, and a downfield passing attack doesn't really complement a running game very well. Not the way we did it. And not with our limitations in pass protection. We were a better running team than passing. Good protection. Up top we go. That's what we need to see this year. More of that from Carl Joyce. Nice pickup. Underthrew it. Whoa. Oh, Springs. Yeah, he did get the +1 speed. That's what I thought. Put the ball at your own one. I should try that and see how far Brandon Warren can actually throw it. There we go, Warren. That's the arm strength we need. Like, the guy that I'm making these plays with right now only had like 560 rushing yards last season. Or receiving yards. Not enough. Oh, whoa, what a catch by Tyrone Houston. That was incredible. And now a run for Payne, and he feels fast. He's always felt fast. I still want to use Joyce on a lot of those mid screens. I think the mid screen is actually a really good play, especially when you call hot routes that give you a secondary read if it doesn't work. This defense is good, though. They don't make us look very good in these streams. Got it off. There we go. Carl Joyce. All right, you guys have been doing such a good job with the likes that I want to show off another player. Last time I showed you our top corner, Kevin Wilford. How about our middle linebacker, the quarterback of the defense, as they say? How about Axel Patterson? Patterson has 80 speed. He has 72 zone coverage. He has adequate strength to take on blockers, but his block shedding isn't great. He's not a heavy hitter. So he's not the most exciting linebacker, but he should offer a little bit in coverage. He is going to be one of our third down linebackers. That's the plan anyway. And we'll see if he has any big play potential. But I do think he's mostly a liability against the ground game. And that's Axel Patterson. I'll show off the next one at 700 likes. Or you know what? How about 680? Got a super chat here from the Deconator. What are you going to call the Wildcat formation now that Kyle Thomas is gone? I don't know. The Kyledcat is no more. It's going to have to change. That was one of my better puns, I think. The Kyledcat. I know you're all a big fan of that, so I'll definitely find a new name for whoever the Wildcat quarterback is. Now, 59 here. Continuing to make plays. That's Brandon Williams, who we've seen almost nothing of in this series. And now he's slated to be a possible starter. I like what I see so far from him. He's been there on a lot of these options. That's what I've noticed. Oh, come on. We got to hit that block there. This defense feels like it's getting better in these practices every year. Oh, whoa! We just destroyed his ankles. Juno is out for the season after that one. Oh, man. Make Hayden John Charles your minor starting tight end unless you plan on using him in your Madden 20. I don't think we've seen the last of Hayden, but I honestly don't know what Chapter 2 is. Up top we go. Good coverage by Baker, but still Houston comes down with it. Effortlessly downfield for Knightley. This coverage is just so good. Oh man, the spin of Joyce. I might have to do some more moves with Joyce when he gets the football. Not just a speed guy, apparently. Yeah, Houston's definitely looked good, and we should see what Nick Lindsay's all about. You guys want to see Luke Irvin, our new quarterback? Let's get him in there. Let's get Austin Jenkins in the game. Let's get Trey Walker at fullback. Eventually, I'll try some fullback plays, and we'll see what he's all about. Let's go Nick Lindsay. Let's get Maddox out there at tight end. Lindsay and Sully. And on defense... let's get some of the backups in there as well. Let's go with Anthony Hicks. Almost called him Akeem Hicks. Let's get Marcus Jordan out there. Let's sub out Townsend for Tyler Adams. The second Tyler Adams to come to this school. Let's get Jaron Williams. Did I miss him? I want to see more Leo still. Let's get Justin Garcia on the field. And Jaden Jordan. Actually, instead of Garcia, let's see Mastorovich. At safety, let's get Ronnie Howard. And at the other spot, Craig Arnold. The Carl Cat? The Carl Cat might happen. We'll see. So one more play from Warren. What's he got? He's going to get chased by Townsend and get it off, and no one sees it. Luke Irvin. Don't know what number he's going to wear yet. Wearing number 1 right now from Ja'Cory Day. This pass rush is just so fierce. Irvin over the middle. He doesn't have the strongest arm. It's adequate, but his calling card is more so his accuracy. And there's Nick Lindsay. But maybe Tyrone Houston gets some more opportunities this year. The plays he's made so far have looked really good. And we could use another downfield attacker. We only have 2 receivers who really have that field stretching speed. So let's see. I want to see Irvin throw it to the end zone. Yeah, it's adequate arm strength right there. Good pass breakup, though. Oh, whoa. Barely. Almost picked. Good play. Oh, Houston. Come down with that one. I want to get the hype train for Tyrone Houston going. I love the underhand flips. It looks so good when they break that out instead of a normal throw. Oh, good play, Houston. Austin Jenkins, a lot of you liked what you saw from him last year in garbage time, and it seemed like he got to play in nearly every game. Drake Maddox. We got to see what Drake's all about. Oh, that's a good throw. That's a good throw. John Charles did go in the 5th round. Yeah, Craig Arnold, the brother of Fred Arnold. We could say that. Fred Arnold from UTSA. That was back when the game had soft commits, but the soft commits weren't guaranteed. A player could still, like, say no. And he did. He went to Colorado and then intercepted me twice in one game. That was one of the first big moments on the entire channel, really. Oh, man, I'm a believer in Luke Irvin. He's just got to make that catch. These backup receivers are not as good as our starters. That's my main takeaway right now. Luke Irvin looks good wearing number 1. Thank you, Dr. Feet. Yeah, he does kind of look good, but I think that we're probably going to give him a different number. Jace, thank you. Start Huggins at middle linebacker. The speed and hit power is way better than the starter right now. That's what I'm leaning towards. I think that he has a really high ceiling, and I wanted him to play last year, and he hardly did. This year, it's going to be pretty easy to get him on the field. Jaron Williams is just so limited that I don't think he'll be a starter. So I'm looking at Huggins starting at middle linebacker, Mario Townsend starting at another spot, maybe Brandon Williams at the other. And then when we go to third down, we go Brandon Williams and Mario Townsend. And you know, I do 2 practices now in the offseason. I do this one, and then I do another one where I refine things. Oh, we got it. I do one where I do the red shirts. I have the depth chart set, and we take a look at what the team is really going to look like and all the players we're going to be counting on. So this is just to play with the new guys. The other one is to prepare for the new season. Let's change the play. Anybody impressing you so far? Anybody disappointing you? Put Marty in? I should get some Marty Belafonte in there. He is our highest rated running back. I just don't think he's our best. Yeah, let me get Marty in there now. So Marty Belafonte, the best returner we've had, perhaps. Even better than Ja'Cory Day, maybe. Highest rated running back. I don't think he really is our best. Nice catch. Irvin's deep ball. That's a nice one. Almost picked, though. Man, Jaron Williams is stuffing the run pretty well, too. Tyrone Houston's one of the biggest winners from this stream, though. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing from him. He's not making all these catches, but he's putting himself in position to make some incredible plays. Oh, Mastorovich is also looking pretty good. Nice deflection. Maybe try some outside runs. Yeah, there just haven't been many from this playbook or this formation. I have to go to shotgun for a lot of the stuff that I actually like. So here we go. More Luke Irvin coming your way. And maybe the occasional run if they choose to call him for me. So Houston's got inconsistent hands, but he can be dynamic when he makes the catch. There's Lindsey. Houston was the hero, one of them in the national championship with that game-tying 2-point conversion, which was, you know, the kind of play that he's probably struggling with today. The really contested catch situations. That's not really his game, but he came through and the team was so tired. I was calling so much hurry up. We had so much rotation. I got lucky that didn't cost us the game because it easily could have. Payne was tired, Joyce, everybody. Except for Tyrone Houston. I do wish Team Builders still worked too, Logan. I really didn't want to see it get taken down. I'm not really sure what can be done or who the right people are to talk to, because it's not like the game has a development team anymore. The game is long gone. That's a throw. Irvin is not an option quarterback. Man. I think Jaron Williams wears 95. Brandon Williams wears 55. It's never easy to run against these guys in practice. Who wants to see the fullback in action? Trey Walker. Oh yeah, Doug Duckett when he dropped the game winner against Purdue. That was early in his career. I want to say he was a sophomore when that happened. And he came a long way. Now, I'm not sure how often they're going to call the fullback dive, but we will see what we can do here. Trey Walker, the fullback. Oh, he caught it for the touchdown. Fullback dive. Trey Walker. Oh, I don't know if that was a touchdown. That was close. He can catch. Trey Walker might be the new versatile player to play it all over the team. Oh no, we lost the ball. Yeah, he's huge. 6'8", 240 pounds. He would have been a low 70s overall offensive lineman at 240 pounds. He was a 75 overall center if I wanted him there. He was an athlete, and obviously that means he wasn't custom. Can't make custom athletes. He just fit so many spots. Defensive tackle, defensive end, offensive line, 60 overall tight end. It would have been doable, though, if you wanted somebody to just kind of be a blocker or a glorified 6th offensive lineman. Ultimately, I thought that he had the highest ceiling as a pass rusher, but he might be playing offense early in his career. You got a good lead block there. Trey Walker for the Kalispell basketball series. He might make it there too. Thomas Roberts and Trey Walker. He's 6'8". New music, I got you. Who wants to see Trey Walker in Kalispell basketball? Thomas Roberts is going to be our shooting guard. So if we want to put Trey Walker at one of the forward spots, there's a starting spot waiting for him. $680 likes. All right, let's do it. The next player I want to show you from the Sacramento Miners franchise, also a defender. He is our second corner, and he is Martin Shade. Now, they didn't have the fastest undrafted free agents available, unfortunately. Many of them were in the high 80s or lower, so to get speed, you gotta find them elsewhere. Martin Shade, though, is another better zone than man cover corner. And I do think he's a decent athlete. There's a chance he could play in the nickel for us with his agility and acceleration, but he's not great in man, not great at tackling, so we're still trying to fill those voids with corners as we look ahead to the future of the series. I'll do another one. At safety, Marshall Posey. He is our strong safety. He is a decent tackler. He's actually better cover safety, it seems, than run stopping, which is interesting. I was hoping to find some high hit power guys, and I just really didn't. But Posey comes in, not that fast, not a great hitter, but should have decent coverage for the position and is a good, does have good acceleration. Keep in mind, the series is all undrafted free agents to begin. No one's going to be great. Next one at 700 likes. I did release every Raider player. You better draft well, Kane. I know it's going to be absolutely essential that I nail my picks, because getting better without that is near impossible. Storovich is good. Come on, Nick. Flea flicker! Oh no, I thought he would go all the way across. How did he even pitch it back to him? Oh, that almost got hit by 90. Donnie is the coach. I already made Donnie Castillo as the coach, as a matter of fact. Sunshine, thank you for the super chat. New tight end is better than Hayden. You're just being sentimental. 2, Marcus Calhoun for DC. 3, I love you. Thank you. I don't think he is necessarily better than Hayden right now as a freshman. He's really raw. He's a good athlete. And to be better than Hayden John Charles, you got to prove a lot. He had 300 career catches, somewhere in that range. He had the most yards in school history, Mackey Award winner, a lot of big plays. But Maddox might have a higher ceiling. I would be okay saying that. Is the gameplay lagging a little bit here? It feels like it kind of, the gameplay is behind. Now that's a throw! That's the best throw of the day. That is such a hard spot to get to. Unbelievable by Luke Irvin. You've got to put this in the perfect spot to get over, but not out of bounds. That is a throw right there. Hi, Kane. Hello, Emerson. Is basketball going to be on the Let's Play channel? No walls. It'll be a stream series over here. What is the cap situation after releasing everybody? About 60 million in penalties, or maybe 40 million in penalties. Like 60 million in overall salary, and like 50 or 40 million dollars in salary cap overall left over. It's not a big deal, and I knew it wouldn't be. No one on the team is making more than like $1.8 million. Belly, get outside! Yes! So we have to talk about this. Is Trey Walker the starting fullback of this team and not just like a gadget fullback? Like some teams have their defensive tackles do it. Is Trey Walker actually the fullback? That's the kind of thing that wouldn't happen if you guys weren't here helping direct things a little bit and offer feedback. I hope you feel like your feedback is valuable to the series, because I do. Jim Jackson, yeah. So Jackson is also not that fast. He's not athletic like Marcus Payne or Austin Jenkins. He was rated very highly though, so we'll see what he's all about. A lot of you are saying yes. Starter. So here we go back again with Luke Irvin, who made the throw of the day down in the red zone. And then we got to get Jim Jackson the football. Ooh, broke a tackle there. Good run there by Jackson. Good catch, Maddox. Maddox has not seemed to have an issue with catching the ball so far, and his hands were a concern coming in. Let's switch up the song again. Another one? We are at 700 likes. I only have 2 more players to show you. You want to get some Dustin Payment action in there? We have seen a lot of Irvin now. We know he has some good arm talent at least. One more throw downfield with him, please. That's a wobbler. I need a good spiral out of Irvin here. That's nice. Let's go payment time. But, yes, I have 2 more players to show you when it comes to the Miners franchise. And here is the last defensive player I'm showing you today. It is Thomas Mason, another one of our starting linebackers. And I think he's one of the better overall players that I've showed you today. Mason has 79 speed, 78 tackle, and 80 strength. He should be a very good run stopper, but he's not going to be called upon in coverage very much. But I do think that he has a chance to grow into a good role as that run-stopping linebacker on this team. Once again, though, very difficult to find players who had good hit power. Not sure why exactly. And there's one more. I will show you at the end of the stream who it is. Not going to be a like goal attached to it, but I would appreciate if you left, if you haven't left a like yet, those are always very helpful. And, YouTube is always looking for engagement when they are recommending videos to people who haven't seen them before. So when you leave a like, YouTube says, hey, maybe more people would like this. So that's why I always ask. The likes are just very helpful in the YouTube algorithms. Payment declined. I would be unbearable as a commentator if Payment was a starter. I would just be dropping every Payment reference I could. Uh-oh. That's a negative balance right there. There we go. I am planning on redshirting Luke Irvin because Payment can run our scheme. He's more, I'm not even sure if he's more polished. I'm not even sure if his accuracy is better, but Irvin's accuracy isn't so much better that he should be QB2 right now. I think Payment can have that job, and then we get that extra year of eligibility from Irvin. But then I have to think about if Brandon Warren gets hurt again, and we have to have at least 2 quarterbacks healthy just to be reasonable. Well, I guess I can take a red shirt off mid-game, right? I could have Irvin play if, say, 2 quarterbacks went down. I don't have to have him redshirted before the game begins. Welcome to the member group. I don't have a better name for it yet. But a new channel member, Connor the Lions fan. Thank you. Harold. Kane the Miners are looking amazing. Looking forward to it. By the way, will they have any real NFL players? Not right away. But once we win our first game, we're allowed to start signing players 70 overall and under. And then once we can get to some higher win totals, we're allowed to go after 71 to 75 and so on. So eventually, I'm sure you're going to see some real NFL players on the team. I don't know who or at what positions, but it's very likely that we're going to have some actual NFL players in the league right now on the minors in the future. Yep, Payment is a lefty, which is always something that's a little difficult to get used to. Although I won a national championship with a left-handed quarterback before. But yeah, when you have to start rolling the opposite way on your play actions, that's the main thing you have to be used to. I want to get a little bit more of Bonds, but I'm going to have both him and Jim Jackson in. I'm going to go to that split formation. I think I need a better chair, something more comfortable for these sustained sessions. That throw was awful. That was horrible. Come on, Payment. Payment's not having a very good day throwing, it feels like. Are you ready for the Pro Bowl, Kane? I'm ready. I watched the Pro Bowl skills competition, which Adam Thielen was so good at. He actually, first of all, he and Russell Wilson had a perfect round in that catching gauntlet, but Trubisky couldn't hit Mike Evans over the wall, so they lost. Even though Thielen and Russell probably set the world record on that drill for one round through. They were so good. And then you have Thielen in the quarterback skills competition, the precision passing, putting up 10 points, doing better than Andrew Luck. Had Russell Wilson put up like 18 in that thing too. And then you had Thielen getting the game-winning kill in dodgeball, having multiple kills, staying in the game longer than most players. Like, Thielen was a beast. I think Russell Wilson was also very good. I am ready for the Pro Bowl. I'll actually watch it. Oh, whoa, he got him. What a throw. No, Seahawks should not trade for Thielen, but that was an example of what it could be like. They had good chemistry, it felt like. The lefty I won with, Caden, was Tim Gallagher. Arnold, you gotta play that faster. You can't play that so loose. See, Payment doesn't feel that fast. I want to know what his acceleration is, because like, there are some players that feel faster than I thought they would, or slower, and maybe it's acceleration just not giving them a great feel right away. Like, Warren is a lot faster than Payment. The acceleration, though, is not that different. Have Doug Baldwin and a second will take Thielen off your hands. Hey, I love Doug Baldwin, but I would be heartbroken if they traded away Thielen or Diggs. Been waiting for a good wide receiver pair for a long time, okay? I only caught the tail end of Carter and Moss when I was young. Since then, what, like Sidney Rice and Bernard Berrien? Bobby Wade? Like, just name the Vikings receivers from the last decade, and it's sad. Nate Burleson was pretty good. Marcus Robinson. Thanks, Bears, for giving us all your great receivers. Robert Ferguson from the Packers. Troy Williamson. Kelly Campbell. Most of you have no idea who Kelly Campbell is. Payments not all the way there. Yeah, Percy, I'm thinking of the worst ones. Sydney and Percy, you know, that was a pretty good one. Although Harvin never really got there all the way as a receiver. He was like a gadget player, could run the football. I didn't feel like his receiver skill set ever came together all the way. Now, if he had gone to the Patriots, I'm sure it would have worked. Percy on the Patriots would have probably been a Hall of Famer. But those migraine headaches also pretty much, they derailed a lot of things for him. He had missed a lot of time because of those. Greg Camarillo, oh my goodness. The guy who kept the Dolphins from going 0-16 against the Ravens. That throw from Cleo Lemon, I want to say. In overtime, that was a classic. Greg Jennings. I was so happy when Jennings came here, but the team was just so bad. That, and it was also kind of Jennings winding down and not being as effective, although I thought he was still good in Minnesota. Thought they cut him a year early. Lemon later played great for the Toronto Argonauts. Did he really? He went to the CFL? How many of you are excited for that new Alliance of American Football? Just like, they have so many big name players behind it. They have a deal with CBS. This doesn't feel like the traditional, like, backyard football league style a deal here, where it seems like some indie wrestling promotion. This feels like it's actually being done with like a budget. And it's after the football season's over, the NFL season, so they got a shot at making an audience. Part of why I want to watch is because one of the teams there has Logan Woodside, and I thought Woodside could be like a steal of the draft, maybe a developmental quarterback, and he went to the Bengals. I think he got cut and signed with somebody's practice squad, and then now I think he's playing for some team named after a train or something like that. Forget. I'm looking forward to the XFL. I need some more details on the XFL. I have way more faith in what I've seen from the Alliance of American Football. Yeah, Woodside was good at Toledo. I don't know if Taj Boyd's still playing quarterback anywhere. I think he spent some time in the CFL or something. Hey, Atars, thank you for becoming a member. Break out those new emojis while you're at it. Well, they're not new. They're new for you. I gotta make some new ones, though. I got some coming. I'm gonna make sure that I get something done this week for it. Now, I saw that Woodside did get a DUI, which makes it even more, difficult for him to stay on as a fringe roster guy. Now, you can't make those kinds of mistakes regardless, let alone in that kind of position, so. Michael Vick is the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Legends. I want to know who my team is going to be. There isn't like a Minnesota team, or didn't seem like any team in the North. Nice job, Houston. Heads up play. Who's my team? I think it's going to have to be like somebody who has a player I really like. I like cheering for somebody. You're kidding me. Matt Asiata's on the Salt Lake team? Oh my, I might be a Salt Lake fan. Asiata went to school in Utah. I'm not sure if he's from Utah or where he's from exactly. But there's that connection. How is Payment's uniform still this clean? Be with the Iron? You all can pitch me on why I should like your team in the AAF. You have your shot at getting my fandom. I'm saying, you know, having Vic as the offensive coordinator, I think Atlanta might have a little bandwagon to start out. I thought that Matt Asiata was the future of the Vikings. I never thought that. I thought that he was just... Well, he was a good receiving back. And it was fun to watch him get 3 touchdown games, which he did like 3 or 4 times. I'll never forget that first game, though, against Philadelphia, when Asiata had 3 touchdowns. I gotta see his stats. It is the greatest stat line of all time. Matt Asiata's first career start came back in 2013, I want to say. And that was the year where he started against Philadelphia late in the season. And Asiata's stat line was 30 carries. He carried 30 times for 51 yards and 3 touchdowns. 1.7 yards per carry. 30 carries, 51 yards, 3 touchdowns. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. Not the expert, what's up, man? How's it going? We got UGF in the building, it sounds like. Owner, club president, vice general manager, executive vice president, probably all the titles. Not the expert himself. Currently, we're just getting in some practice here. We're probably a couple hundred plays in, just playing with some backups and not even paying attention to what's happening as I ramble on about the Alliance of American Football League. Yeah, that is my favorite stat line, actually, Shane. 30 carries, 51 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Oh my, what a catch by Houston. The day belongs to him. Okay, good blitz. Montrell Bonds. You know, I don't think Bonds was, like, outstanding today like a lot of us hoped, especially myself, but I feel he's one of those players that's just not going to shine in practice. He's a power back facing our defense. It's probably not going to be the place where he's going to look like the next big thing. Just editing as usual. Yep, that's what it's all about. If you haven't already checked out Not the Experts UGF Panda series, I'm shocked you haven't seen it by now. He's been dominating with that thing for around a year, I want to say. But if you want some more NCAA in your life, definitely check it out. I forget what year he's in, but I know he's gone a pretty good ways in that series, taking that team pretty far. Oh my. And now we're going to do this one in honor of Blackjack, who is not here at the moment, so we'll probably never see this. But we're going to roll right. We're going to roll right. He has mastered the art of rolling right, and I have not been able to duplicate it here with Dustin Payment. It's amazing that this game is still so alive in the community. Come on, Maddox. About halfway through year 6 now. All right. Should I break out the fullback and show them what we're working with now? I've been told that fullbacks are pretty important on your channel. Well, they might be important on mine in this season. We'll see. I had an athlete named Trey Walker come in. Walker is 6'8", 240 pounds. He would have been a 75 overall center, a 75 overall defensive tackle, a 60 overall tight end. And everybody wanted to see him play some fullback because he has 80 speed. He has good blocking ability. And obviously he's 6'8". So he is definitely a big man. And so far at fullback, it has been pretty fun to watch him block, carry the rock. Imagine this as the future of our offense. Luke Irvin comes in. We go to a more pro-style offense, so we have Trey Walker lead. That's 240 pounds right there at 6'8". Montrell Bonds is 253 running behind him. That's 500 pounds. What if we go to the Maryland formation? I'm not sure if Not the Expert has ever run the Maryland formation, but if you like fullbacks, that's probably the one that best utilizes your fullbacks, considering it is an I form with 2 fullbacks. What else do you remember of the 2013 Vikings? Thank you, Isaac. I remember it being a 3-win season. I remember it being, or not a 3-win season. That was a pretty bad year. During 2013, I remember that was the emergence of Charles Johnson. I remember it was Cordero Patterson having his rookie year and getting his fantasy stock elevated for 2014. I remember that as being really the end of the Christian Ponder experiment. I remember the Adrian Peterson touchdown on the opening play from scrimmage for Minnesota. I also remember that Adrian had like a 70-yard touchdown on the first play and still ended up under 100 yards. That was pretty sad. Lions destroyed him. I have run Maryland before, but to no success. Yeah, I think one of the issues there is that when you're running Maryland, you're leaving an outside player unblocked. And in these games, when there's an unblocked defender, there's really no getting past that. Nice block. Oh, man. See, Bonds, I thought at 89 speed he'd feel a little bit faster. But thankfully we have a running back for that job. The Marcus Payne fan club can rejoice as Payne is still set to get a lot of work this year. Good block, Walker. All right, Bonds, you gotta destroy some safeties out here. I do not want to see my 250-pound back get hit stick like that. Hackenberg? Oh, yeah, I forgot. He's in the AAF. Is he a starting quarterback? And is Woodside a starting quarterback too? My Donovan McNabb Viking shirt. Yeah, I have the one that you all have proclaimed to be a Donovan McNabb shirt. But considering that Teddy no longer is on the team, I haven't busted it out in a while, unfortunately. I don't think I've bought a named item since that one. I've just gotten burned too many times. And almost burned many others. I almost bought a Steve Slayton jersey back in like 2008 when he helped me win a fantasy championship. His rookie year was awesome, and then he was a one-year wonder. What happened to Steve Slayton? Next year it was fumbles early in the year. It was fumble issues. And then there was no recovery after that. It was kind of the Stephen Ridley deal. Ridley had some good, play in his younger years, and then fumbles kind of got him in the doghouse, and he never really recovered. Now he's been on the Steelers now. Aaron Murray's on the Legends? Okay. Aaron Murray used to have an NFL fan club too. I got burnt by Sammy Watkins and Tyrod Taylor. Haven't bought one since. Yeah, I think if you're a Bills fan, the safe option is just to get yourself like a throwback Kyle Williams jersey, because you know that he's probably going to be in their Ring of Honor or whatever equivalent. Like, as a Bills fan, you can only own like 2 jerseys. It's Jim Kelly and Kyle Williams. Maybe Tre'Davious White. Until you trade him for picks so you can get a quarterback or something. I don't know. We'll see if it works out with Josh Allen. LaShawn McCoy is going to be remembered as an Eagle because they actually won when he was there. Blake Sims is on the Iron. I have considered a Browns-like rebuild on NCAA. It's just the stuff I have right now is pretty time-consuming as is, so I haven't had room to fit it in yet. And those are bigger projects. Yeah, I saw Zach Stacy is in the league. He had a good young rookie season too. And then got overtaken. The Kalispell special. The flea flicker. David, thank you for the super chat. Do Dolphins get another chance to be your franchise? I don't think so. With the way Madden's been this year and just the lack of polish, I don't think that the series would live up to what I wanted it to be. And I didn't want to have another disappointing series. And I was already spending so much time trying to get sliders that would be adequate for a series like that. Because, I mean, it's got to be pretty realistic. It's got to at least be close and competitive, and I just wasn't getting there. I was very frustrated and trying. There were times in the Bears franchise where I was like very frustrated too with sliders, but eventually I just figured it out and got something that was working. I just never got there with the Dolphins. I didn't think I'd ever actually cancel a series like that. Not a series like that one. I really hope there's urgency to make Madden 20 much better, because Madden 19, after the release of 18, it's a pretty disappointing 2-year stretch. Are you coming back to franchise for Madden 20? Yes, Chris, I fully intend to do a franchise on Madden 20. I want to do one like I normally do, something similar to Kalispell series or any of my main franchises. You know, I'm doing something different right now because I feel I have to. I feel I have to if I'm going to keep Madden fun on the channel, and we're still, I believe at this point, we are closer to the release of Madden 19 than the release of Madden 20. We have a long way to go. And I wanted to do something between then. I wanted to try putting together a fun series, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but it's going to have to fail first. But I'm excited to get the Miners franchise underway. We're going to have some fun elements in there that are going to make it challenging to make the team better, and I'm really excited to get into it this week. I've been working on sliders a bit for it, and it's been way more fun doing sliders on All-Pro. Trey Walker. Oh, come on, Walker. Got to keep your balance there. So you think Trey Walker should be small forward or power forward? I'm probably going to end the stream here soon. It's been a long one today. But I want to thank all of you for coming today. It's been a fun stream. I appreciate all your support. But before you leave, I do have one more player to show you when it comes to the Miners franchise. So I've showed you a variety of players today, many of the starters, but there's one more player that I need to introduce you to. Maybe you don't need some introduction because there's a chance that you've already heard of him. I'd like to introduce you to the Sacramento Miners starting fullback, Bo Lee. He's back. Lee is set to be our fullback. He'll play some tight end as well. I made sure he had the same skill set that he did at Kalispell. If he had to be an emergency quarterback, he wouldn't be good, but he could do it. 76 speed, 75 trucking, some blocking ability in there. Who knows what will become of Bo Lee, fullback. That's your reward for staying to the end of the stream. I can't wait to get it underway, everybody. I hope that for those of you that are excited that it meets your expectations. I hope for those of you that are unsure about it that it exceeds your expectations. And that's going to be on the agenda coming up this week, either Monday or Tuesday, whenever it's done. I'm going to work on it tomorrow. I'm going to work on it Monday. So that's going to do it for this episode of the Kalispell Dynasty, everybody. This is the off-season episode 167. Year 10 is coming your way, and I will see you all with more football action on the channel soon. Have a great rest of your day, everybody, and I will catch you later.